In this episode of Busted, we are going to talk about Manipur. There are a lot of false narratives doing the rounds. I always wanted to hear a citizen's voice, somebody who is in Manipur, who will tell us what exactly is the ground situation and also help us understand what exactly is the wrong narrative around Manipur that is currently doing the rounds. So, as you can see with me here on the program, is Mr. Roshan Abujam, who is from Imphal, who's in Imphal right now, and he's been a close observer of all that is happening around him. We've had long conversations before where Roshan has shared many of his experiences with me, but today I want him to share those experiences with my viewers. Thank you so much, Roshan, for joining me here on my YouTube channel, Offbeat. So good to see you. Let's start right away then.
Thank you, Afrida. Thank you, Afrida. Thank you so much.
My pleasure. So I'm going to just begin by asking you this. Of all the narratives that we have heard, one that is strongest right now is that this is part of all that is happening in Manipur is because of the Chief Minister N. Biren Singh and his wrong policies. The ST quota issue is brought up as something that led to the current level of violence. A couple of other issues are also held responsible. But what, according to you, is the reason behind what we see today? Is the chief minister of the state actually responsible for this situation?
Well, see, first I'll mention about the ST status. What the problem with the ST status was just a trigger. It was a trigger for the whole thing. The problem that we're facing today, it has a lot of other underlying reasons and whatever. So this ST status was it was just a trigger. It was basically just a trigger.
What was the larger tension?
See, we have been facing a lot of problems with poppy cultivation, the illegal immigrants, and the change in the demography of our state. See, there were a lot of agitations when the High Court passed the order.
Yes.
For the inclusion of Meiteis in scheduled tribe status. So a lot of rallies happened on the same day, which is the 3rd of May, in many districts, in almost all the districts, barring Imphal East and Imphal West and Bishnupur, which are more Meitei dominant. So in all the hill districts, there was rally going on against the ST claim for the Meiteis. Now, everywhere else, the rally was peaceful. All the rallies were peaceful. Now, in 3 districts, if I'm not mistaken, which is Tengnopal, which is Tengnopal, Kangpokpi, and mostly Choshanpur. In these 3 districts, we saw violence on the 3rd of May. So these 3 districts are mainly inhabited by Kukis. The population is mixed, but the agitation was mainly carried out by the Kuki people. So violence erupted from these 3 districts.
But you began by saying that the ST quota was a trigger. There was already existing tension. What was the existing tension all about?
The crackdown by the CM on poppy cultivation, on illegal immigrants, on people staying in forest areas. Now this illegal occupation of forest land by the public. This crackdown didn't start in Choshanpur. It happened in Imphal East. It happened in Imphal West. It happened in other districts also. Now, but since it's illegal, it's actually illegal to occupy forest land. The civilians did not carry out a violent. The protest was not violent. The protest against the government's what do you call it?
Policies.
The government's decision to the government's policy was not violent, but in Kangpokpi, in Choshanpur, and in Tengnopal, it turned violent.
So that
So,
is how it
I mean,
started. Hmm.
yeah, that's how it started.
And then escalated. Hmm.
See, there has been, see, if you ask me, it's my personal opinion. I'm just a civilian. I'm a layperson. I'm not in, uh, I'm not associated with any political parties. With any, I'm not even an activist.
Hmm.
Okay, but as a civilian, we have stayed together with our Kuki brothers, with our Tangkul brothers, and people from mainland India. Even the Nepalese are here. The Jains are here. The so everything is peaceful. Everything was peaceful till the 3rd of May. And we we thought the violence would, stop,
Hmm.
but it didn't stop because uh, you see, Afrida, the thing is, how long can an ethnic clash last?
Hmm.
It can last for, say, a week, 10 days,
Hmm.
but it's been happening for nearly 100 days now.
Hmm.
And where are the arms coming from? Where's the ammunition coming from? It's like there's an endless supply of arms and ammunitions,
Hmm.
and this is not coming from the side of India. So it has to be coming from Myanmar. That is the only
Hmm.
logical explanation to all this.
But I'm going to cut to the chase and ask you this question, that you
Mhm.
believe, you believe that this was always planned, this was waiting to happen, and
Oh yes, oh yes.
therefore you say that the ST quota status was just a trigger. The cookies were in a way waiting to turn the tables on the current chief minister, and they just got the right excuse and they went for it. And once they got started, now there is no stopping them. Is that what you're saying?
Uh, yes, it's exactly like you're saying. See,
Hmm.
the thing is, uh, when when all this trouble started,
Hmm.
okay, when all this trouble, it started on the 3rd of May. Now the narrative that the Kuki brothers and sisters are giving is,
Hmm.
first the previous narrative was that is a Hindu Christian clash.
Hmm.
Okay, that narrative has been debunked
Hmm.
already. So I'm not going to detail about it.
Hmm.
Now the thing, now they're talking about the CM. I don't know how, since I'm not really into politics, I cannot say what he is, but what we can see over ground,
Hmm.
what as a layperson, what I can see, I mean, we can keep on talking about conspiracy theories about what the CM is connected to the militia nexus or with the drug nexus. We are
Hmm.
not aware of it.
Hmm.
Okay, so
Hmm.
as a civilian, what we see is that the as a CM, the steps that he had taken, he has started to take.
Hmm.
Uh, it's a proper step. There's nothing
Okay.
wrong with what he did. He tried to
Hmm.
he tried to get the illegal occupants of forest land out of the forest land.
Hmm.
He declared a war on drugs,
Hmm.
and since then,
Hmm.
since his onslaught on the drug mafia and on illegal occupation of land, and see, he hasn't even really gone into the case of illegal immigrants up
Hmm.
till now,
Hmm. Hmm.
just about illegal occupants in the forest area.
Right. Okay.
Okay, so but now that it's come to this, our demand,
Hmm.
people of Manipur, we're
Hmm.
demanding an NRC
Hmm.
so that we can know who are the real citizens of Manipur
Hmm.
and who are illegal immigrants.
So
Maybe
for
it's a
my
little late.
viewers, yeah, for my viewers, I have to make this clarification that there are reserve forests in many states of the Northeast, and these are
Yes,
areas which are supposed to be preserved for the ecological balance. Their human
yes, yes, yes,
habitation is not allowed, but it invariably
yes.
happens because of the influx of immigrants. People creep
Mhm.
into the reserve forest, and then time and again there are eviction drives conducted by the government. It's not only happening in Manipur. These eviction drives are happening in
It's
Assam, they're
happening
happening
everywhere, but
everywhere. But in Manipur, this has become an issue that turned volatile because of the dynamics of the state. Partly what you explained. Now, you are also saying that the chief minister in his position was not incorrect, was doing his duty by
I
trying to
I
clear
think
the reserve
personally,
forest. Yeah, by trying to
yeah,
target the drug menace. He was on the right track doing the bit that he's supposed to do, but it sort of backfired. Or did he not envisage that this could lead to such a big sort of a turmoil, and this could lead to this kind of a revolt by the communities who get impacted by such a drive?
Well, well, he has more information than I do, so I don't know if he should have, sort of uh, envisioned this earlier.
Mm.
But as a civilian, I see no reason, because we were really surprised when this
Mm.
onslaught happened, because I see no reason why a community should be attacked. Okay, even if they had an issue with the CM,
Mm.
why was the Meitei community in Churachandpur attacked?
Yes.
If
That is something I have
if
never
the
understood. If the anger was against the CM, when did it become a clash of two communities and why?
Yeah, it became on the 3rd of May. See, there I don't remember the exact hours that it
Mm.
happened, but
Mm.
there were peace rallies. They called it the peace rally.
Mm.
It happened in many, like I told earlier, it happened
Mm.
in many districts of the state.
Mm. But
Okay,
only in
but
the
in
Kuki
Churachandpur,
dominated areas it flared up.
yeah, in the Kuki dominated areas, it flared up. We saw footages of people carrying sophisticated weapons
Mm.
in the peace rally. Uh, we didn't see any weapons in the Tangkhul inhabited areas, in the Naga inhabited areas. We saw no weaponry being carried around.
Mm.
But
Mm.
in Churachandpur, we saw people carrying um, in military uniform,
Mm.
you know,
Mm.
the
Mm.
which the militant groups they wear. So
Mm.
and they were carrying assault rifles in
Mm.
the peace rally. And
Okay.
I think it started sometime pre-noon, if I'm
Mm.
not mistaken. I may be wrong here.
Mm.
I
Mm.
don't remember the exact times, because I
Mm.
saw it. uh,
Mm.
I think it happened pre-noon. They
Mm.
burned down a government office,
Mm.
and eventually they were shouting slogans with like words that I cannot mention here about the
Mm.
CM, which is again personal, but again he's the state CM. There should have been some decorum which was
Restraint.
maintained.
Okay. Mm. Mm.
Yeah,
Mm. Mm.
but
Are you
anyway,
suggesting, Roshan, that the Kuki community has the backing of forces outside the border? They have the backing of some foreign hand. They were prepared for this war for a very long time. And the moment they found a reason to unleash, they have unleashed themselves. Because that is what it is sounding like
yes,
right now.
yes to all of them. But here I
Hmm.
like to draw a line when you say cookie community.
Hmm.
When you say cookie community, let's not.
Hmm.
I mean, I don't know why the cookie community, the original cookie community of Manipur, are being silent about this.
Hmm.
Okay, maybe they
So
are
this is a
being
very different group
pressurized.
of Kuki community. This is
Yeah,
not the
I mean,
original
see,
inhabitants.
cookie by definition, that we don't know of a term called cookie.
Hmm.
We know, see, there are 35 to 36 different indigenous groups here in Manipur.
Yes. Hmm.
Okay, so even when you say Naga,
Hmm.
okay, Naga is an assimilation of many tribes from Manipur and
Hmm.
Nagaland,
Hmm.
and probably some parts of Assam and Arunachal. Okay,
Hmm.
just like Kuki is a new term. It wasn't there in the very early days. So we
Okay.
have got tribes like called Thadau, Wi-Fi. So there are smaller tribes.
Hmm.
So they have all been assimilated into
Under the name of
a
Kuki.
bigger, larger umbrella called the Kuki. So
Okay.
now, when you say Kuki,
Hmm.
now you can see the CM of Mizoram
Hmm.
joining in
Joining.
into the
Yes.
talks, because they are the Mizos. So they've got a Kuki, Chin, Mizo, Zomi kind of. They've
Yes.
got affiliations there,
Hmm.
which even, I think even we share some historical connections with them.
Hmm. Hmm.
Okay, so if you talk about Kuki,
Hmm.
present day, what we call Kuki, uh, they are majorly from Myanmar and
Hmm.
Bangladesh. Okay,
Hmm.
and a very
Hmm.
small sect of them are here in Manipur. So if you're talking about the citizens of Manipur who are
Hmm.
cookies,
Hmm.
they are most welcome.
Hmm.
But
Hmm.
we cannot give the see. There's a pull factor and a push factor. The push
Hmm.
factor is from the Myanmar and Bangladesh.
Hmm.
Okay,
Hmm.
they are not safe there, so they want to come into greener pastures.
Hmm.
And
Hmm.
in Manipur, you see, in Mizoram, what's happened is there are around 40,000, more than 40,000 refugees. They are not given the tribal status. They are not given the status of citizens. But
Hmm.
in Manipur, what's happening is, since there are no refugee camps here,
Hmm.
okay, these people have come across the border. They've erected new villages.
Hmm.
Okay, by deforesting the bits and pieces of the forest, they have like manufactured new villages which were not there prior to
Earlier.
2020 or 21.
Hmm.
Okay,
Hmm.
and now we don't know the count, but
Hmm.
we, through informal census and whatever, we believe that the population of cookies in Manipur has probably gone 150% fold, right? So
Hmm.
if there were 10 lakh people earlier, now they're approximately 15 lakh. I'm not talking about the numbers.
Hmm.
Okay, I'm
Just a
talking about
random
the
example. Hmm. 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 Hmm.
will. There are four main districts which are
Hmm.
cookie inhabited in
Hmm.
Manipur. Okay, I'll just
Hmm.
read out
Hmm.
Chandel, Tengnopal,
Hmm. Hmm.
Kangpokpi, and Chukwanpur.
Hmm. Hmm.
Okay, now of a total of 1,899 new villages that have sprung up in Manipur.
Hmm.
Okay, 296 in Chandel,
Hmm.
Kuki villages, 258 new villages in Tengnopal, 542 new villages in Kangpokpi, and 560 new villages in Chuchanpur.
Hmm.
Where are the people coming from?
Hmm. Hmm. Hmm.
That's the question. Where are the people coming from?
And when they
See,
come
you've
in,
got
they immediately qualify for the ST status as well.
yes,
They
yes.
immediately
That
get
is
their. Hmm.
that is the full factor.
Hmm.
That is the full factor that I'm talking about. See,
Hmm.
there's a push factor from Myanmar and Bangladesh because
Hmm.
living there is nobody wants. I mean,
Hmm.
come on,
They
if
don't
you're
have
being
the same
attacked by the
dignity of life.
Junta
Hmm.
and by the governing forces in Bangladesh,
Hmm.
now they are coming into India, and Manipur shares a border with these countries. I think about nearly 600 kilometers of border.
Hmm. Hmm.
Okay, how how is it that they are claiming that there has been no infiltration,
Hmm.
whereas in just recently they did a Assam Rifles did a counting of
Hmm.
like illegal immigrants, and in a day it came up to 718, if I'm not mistaken.
Hmm. Hmm.
718
Hmm.
new refugees
Hmm.
which came in just recently. So
Hmm.
this is post Meitei that I'm talking about.
Hmm.
So this issue is
Right.
very,
So
very.
complex that way, but in a way it's also, in a way you're also saying that this has been happening for a long time, and the moment the current chief minister decided to draw the line or crack down, he has come in the line of fire. He's facing this revolt today because he tried
Yes,
somewhere to
yes,
correct
yes,
this issue or address
yes,
this problem.
yes,
So that is your primary
yes, yes.
position. But I did not mention this to you earlier, but I want you to give me a quick comment on the Kangpokpi incident, because see what is happening again. Another narrative is because of having a Meitei CM, this incident was suppressed for a long time.
Pardon?
It
Pardon?
because of Mr. Biren Singh being a Meitei CM, the incident
Mm-hmm.
in Kangpokpi of the women paraded naked got suppressed, presumably because it was done by the rival community to whom the
Women
chief
paraded
minister
naked. That was not in Kangpokpi.
in the Kangpokpi district, right? The district was Kangpokpi. It is some other area, but it comes under Kangpokpi district.
No, I think it was towards Thobal, towards Hairok.
Okay, whatever is the reason. But why was it suppressed?
Yeah.
Why was it under the wraps for so long? Is it because the perpetrators come from the same community as the CM?
No, 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 no. We didn't see the video before
Hmm.
it came out.
Yeah, that's what
So
I'm saying. How? How was it under the wraps for so long? Somebody kept it suppressed
I
that
think
nothing should
I,
come
I
out.
think it may be a political thing, or maybe it has to be a political thing
Hmm.
because it
Hmm.
came out right before the monsoon parliament session, right? So they
Hmm.
waited those two months
Hmm.
so that it could be brought right before the parliament, so that it's not Basi news, so
But
that it's
how
not
can
old news.
how can nobody be aware of it? You are saying nobody had seen the video, but so
Well,
many people were involved.
we
Everybody
no
knew
no
such
no
a thing has happened.
no yes, we
Hmm.
knew that atrocities were done
Hmm.
to the Kuki civilians as
Hmm.
it was done to the Meitei civilians in Joshanpur on the 3rd of May.
Hmm.
If you see the video,
Hmm.
well, you're not accustomed to the language, so you wouldn't know. But there's a mention in
Hmm.
the video I mean, I'm not protecting or like I'm not siding with the perpetrators. It's like it's very wrong. They should be hanged or killed or whatever. Whatever the law deems fit with them. But it is mentioned there. I mean, the perpetrator is saying in Meitei loan in our language that what you do to our women will do to you.
So it was an act of
See that
revenge. It was an act of
it was an act
revenge.
of revenge. I'm not
So you're
justifying
saying
it.
these things are happening on both sides. That's primarily what you're saying. And one
Yeah.
incident got exposed, but similar incidents. Okay. Now, what is the current situation, Roshan? Abhi wahan pe kya ho raha hai? What is happening? Are
Abhi,
people
see,
unsafe to step out in Imphal? How is it in the valley?
in Imphal, it is pretty safe.
Okay.
Where I live, since I live in the heart of Imphal, it's pretty safe around here.
Okay.
It's in the it's in the places where the valleys are bordering the hills.
Okay.
Okay. Even see the violence had kind of died down from the initial days. In initial 4 5 days, the violence was pretty hard, and then it had died down till about the end of May. And we were thinking that normalcy is coming. But when Mr. Amit Shah came, a day prior to his visit, I think the violence broke out again.
Escalated.
Now,
Yes.
what's happening? How is the violence starting? I'll tell you how the violence starts. Okay, as my perception of how the violence starts is because we, the Meiteis, it's difficult for us to climb up the hills and attack them. Okay, but they have got the vantage point of attacking the Meiteis in the valley area because they are situated in a higher place. And they've got sophisticated weapons. I'm not talking about the Kuki civilians here. There must be some village volunteers who come out with hunting rifles, double barrel rifles, or single barrel rifles. But there are also in the midst of these people, there are Kuki militants, whether they are from militants with whom the Indian government had signed the Sioux Pact with or not, or whether they are Burmese. Burmese, the evidence of Burmese people being involved is also there because the government has identified some of them in the hospitals and morgues that they are part of this onslaught on the Meiteis. Okay. They are lungi wearing people. Now they have stopped wearing lungi because of social media frenzy that went around saying that now you can see the lungi people. And Kukis of Manipur don't wear lungi.
Okay. But tell me,
Kukis of Manipur don't wear lungi.
now the mistrust has reached such a level. What we are hearing is that there is a complete segregation. Churachandpur has been freed of all Meitei population, and there is a segregation of the two communities. Can this be sustained? Can a state be exclusive Meitei and exclusive Kuki Naga tribal?
No.
So how will this
It's
work
not
out
possible.
then? Why is it
Okay.
not possible?
First
And then what do you do from here on?
Okay, first of all, you have to understand the history of Manipur. Manipur is not like, see, there are a couple of states in the northeast which were formed after independence, like Mizoram was formed after independence, Nagaland was formed after independence. But Manipur was a sovereign state by itself way
was
before. And
exceeded.
Manipur, Manipur's map reached Nagaland, parts of Mizoram, parts of Assam, but we agreed to the area of the certain state today. The area which is specified as Manipur today. There was a merger agreement in 1949, I think. Okay, so all this land used to belong to the Manipuris, not exclusive to Meiteis, but the indigenous people of Manipur, which are the Nagas and the Meiteis.
Yes.
Okay. Now, Cookies have been here for a long time. I wouldn't say they haven't been here. They've been here for more than, I think, 200 years now. Okay, and that gives them enough right, and they haven't been denied that. They have got political rights. They've got all rights. They are, they come under the SC thing. They enjoy all the benefits that the Indian government gives them. But we cannot tolerate more people coming in from especially people who are not. See, now if a person comes from Mizoram and and comes and stays in Manipur, we don't have an issue because it is it's inside the country, right? It's intrastate. It's sorry, it's intra-country. It's not inter-country. But the problem begins when just because I've got a relative in Chochanpur, but I'm a Burmese citizen, right? So I can come and become an Indian citizen because I've got a dur ka rishtedar in Manipur. But this has been happening for the
Happening for
past
a very
decades.
long time. Okay. So that is what has blown over. So will it now take a political intervention? Will it take a change of leadership? What will calm down the situation? Because the anger is still there. There might be a temporary truce or a temporary peace and it erupts again. So the pattern has been going on. What will take to break this pattern and bring lasting peace?
See, there's a post of mine in Facebook where I say, this war is probably not going to stop till the crop is harvested.
Okay.
I think
What does that mean?
I see there's a nearly a 6,000, 7,000, or probably 8,000 crore business happening in a year here. Okay, poppy man. Okay. So why would they want a government which is challenging
basic source of livelihood,
the drug cartels and saying no to drugs? Because I think our the original Kuki civilians of Manipur, the populace of Manipur, the Kuki populace of Manipur, they are stuck between what you call what the deep sea and what
devil and the
I've
deep
forgotten
sea.
the saying.
Devil and the deep
The
sea.
devil in the deep sea. Yeah. So they're caught somewhere in between. They cannot take our side. They cannot leave their side. Because see, I think what's happening is their voices is being, dabawed. The voices of the original Manipuri Kukis are being suppressed by the illegal immigrants because there's so much money, and money is power. Okay, and maybe I'm not in a
So you are
position to say
saying,
this, but
you are saying that they have gathered so much arms, they have now powers because they have outside
so much
support.
money, so much
They
money,
have
so
got
much
so
power.
much money that they have found themselves empowered enough to challenge the reign of the chief minister. They have that much of power, money, arms to challenge the elected government. That is your argument here, that because that has grown over the years, that today they are not afraid. They do not believe in any sort of law established by the ruling dispensation because of their growing power, and which is what is on display right now. I think it was a very interesting conversation, Roshan. Yes, quickly, quick last comments. The 5 minutes we have to wind up.
Final. The one thing I want to emphasize upon, it is not an ethnic clash like it's been shown.
Okay.
Yes, the fight is between Kukis and Meiteis, but it is because of many underlying reasons. Reasons of drug trafficking, of illegal immigration, and Sioux militants. Sioux militants are operating. They're supposed to have their arms and guns and ammunitions under lock and key. Where are the guns? Where are the sniper rifles? Where are the assault rifles coming from? And imagine you go on a war for 100 days. From where will the civilians get the arms and ammunition?
So clearly, it's coming from outside. Clearly, this stock always existed.
The border. Yes.
Right. Anyway,
there's
so we will
only
have
one.
to. Right.
Yeah, sure.
No, carry on. Finish your sentence.
There's only one way forward. There's only one way forward. This armament of all civilians, NRC. We have to find out who the illegal immigrants are and who the original cookies from Manipur are. You have to. They have the Indian government, the central government has to fence up the border. You have to safeguard Manipur. We hear things about Chinese being involved. These are all conspiracy. We don't know. We don't know where the truth lies. But as a citizen in Manipur, may it be Kuki, may it be Meitei, may it be Tangku, we all want peace. Kuki Voice
there has to be a long-term plan.
People coming up. See, Mr. Kham also. Yeah.
So you're saying this will
There's an FIR lodged against him yeah.
That there's a long-term plan which has to be put in place. This cannot be, it's not something a solution overnight can work out. It will require the cooperation of all stakeholders. And most importantly, it will require political intent to do the job till the finish, not leave it unfinished. This is an unfinished job.
Yes,
It
yes,
has
yes,
to be
yes.
completed if Manipur has to be safeguarded, right?
Yes, yes, yes.
Thank you.
As a citizen of as a citizen of Manipur, I would like to add a few things. Okay, there
Okay.
should be no territorial integrity. It should not be
Violations.
disturbed. Okay, we have to make sure that the illegal immigrants are being pointed out that he is an illegal. Like we have to find out who the illegal immigrants are, and this has to be done methodically, and it cannot be done without the central government. Disarmament, to first and foremost, the disarmament has to be done.
Okay.
Disarmament first, take away the weapons, let there be no fights. Then the NRC will come, border fencing will come. And if people have got an issue with the CM, they cannot take up arms. They can go to the courts, they can go to the superiors, to the central government. Change of government can be asked. Whatever can be done, but taking up arms and firing upon the civilians is not the way forward.
Not the solution. Correct. I think we got a very interesting, picture from you on how things are in Manipur, and I'm sure my audience would have benefited from this because we keep hearing all sorts of narratives. We wanted to hear an insider view, and that is what you gave us today. Roshan Abujam, thank you so much for joining me here on the program, and have a good day.
Thank you so much, Afrida.